Welcome back to Great Day, my friends. Today, as we've been mentioning, January 4th is National Missouri Day. So we thought it would be very fun to invite the Missouri History Museum onto the show with us this morning to share some fun facts about the Show Me State. So I want you to welcome to the show Amanda Clark. Welcome to Great Day, Amanda.
Thanks for having me.
Here's my secret ulterior motive. Julie's going to ask me some trivia questions about Missouri later today, so I'm kind of secretly hoping you give me all the answers right now without Julia even knowing.
Yeah.
Can we reach that mutually?
Well, yes, absolutely.
Okay, good. So let's talk about the history of Missouri first of all. When did we become Missouri?
Well, as far as a territory, that's in the early 1800s.
Okay.
And then we don't become a state until the 1820s.
Okay.
So we're the territory of Missouri started in the early 1800s.
Understood. Are there things that have only happened here that are unique to the Show Me State?
A lot of things like that, things that have been invented here, like the ice cream cone or things like that. But one of my favorite things that's only happened here is that the largest earthquake in U.S. history happened in Missouri in 1811 and 1812. It's the New Madrid earthquakes.
And there's a lot of people that still pay very close attention. Anytime there's a little tremor down there in the Boot Hill or Boot Heel, which we'll talk about in a second, it still gets a lot of attention. We focus on California and some other active seismic zones, but one of the most seismically active areas is right in southeast Missouri.
They have a museum down there, and you can get a T-shirt that says "Missouri, it's our fault," and it's my favorite T-shirt that I own.
I want one. Okay, so I mentioned Boot Heel. So Julia and I both grew up in Missouri. I grew up saying Boot Heel, like, Italy on a map kind of looks like a boot and there's a little heel. That's what I always thought it was. But sometimes in print you see it as Boot Hill. You're not originally from Missouri, but not far from. You grew up calling it Boot Hill, right? So what gives?
Yeah, so I'm from Tennessee, right across the river there. If we do have another one of those big earthquakes, the river will probably move and I'll be from Missouri. But I did not grow up in Missouri, but we call it the Boot Hill. Down there, so you got to say it with a little bit of a hill sound there, and it's a funny little territorial area where the lines of latitude were just kind of didn't add up and didn't line up. There's a myth that it's because there was a woman that was a widow and she couldn't accept the fact that she'd be part of Arkansas and not Missouri, so they drew it around for her.
Wow.
That is not true.
That's not true.
That is not true.
So do we know why? Because it's this weird little appendage that hangs down. It's just a mapping thing. Yeah. Obviously, I think Mississippi River on the east side of the Boot Hill or Heel, but I don't know why it's a mapping thing. We'll leave it at that. Any other fun facts about Missouri that we should know / things that Julia might ask me later in the show?
We are one of 2 states to have their own grape.
Really?
And the Norton is the grape.
Yes, we've talked about that with some of the wineries out in St. Charles County before.
We are also one of the few states to have their own state dinosaur, and we only have one dinosaur, which is kind of fun. Like, they've only ever found one dinosaur in Missouri.
I see.
It's the Palosaurus. It has a much fancier science name, but Palosaurus
let's call
is
it
the
Palosaurus.
simple.
And I would assume then that's our state dinosaur.
That's our state
It'd
dinosaur.
be weird if we picked one that we've never found in the state.
Could have said like state bird, but no, state dinosaur. We're going to go with state dinosaur.
I love it. Amanda, thank you very much.
You're
This has
welcome.
been good. And hopefully I'm building up my repertoire for trivia later. We're going to post this segment at KMOV.com/greatday following the show. And Julia, since it is National Missouri Day, share it. Share some factoids, or just keep it to yourself, and you can win some bar bets or something about Missouri trivia.
You know what, Matt? I made these questions for you that I'm going to ask later, and I almost asked about the grapes. I almost asked about the earthquake, but I didn't.
Almost doesn't help me.
These 5 questions coming up, you guys did not just cover, so the folks at home are going to get even more trivia.
It was still fun. Thank you, Amanda.